My question is to you guys, what is rejection to you? This is the question that a guy needs to ask himself if he really wants to know, why do I fear rejection so much? I think it's insane and wonderful to fear rejection. The reason why I think it's insane is because it's actually not real. But the reason why I think it's beautiful is because it gives you a direction to go. The reason why it's not real is because when you start to really look at rejection, you start to see that you just don't like the word no. That's really what it is. If a guy really wants to dissect it all the way down to the base, he's afraid and doesn't like no. And particularly in this area of life, a man starts to feel, if a woman says no to me, that means something about me. If someone says no to me, it means that they rejected me as a soul. Who I am is not worthy. But what if I told you that the word no, if it wasn't for this word being around, life would be very dull. The word no, it adds a certain dimension to life. It adds this element of unpredictability. It adds this element of variation. Because everybody could say yes. Imagine if you walked up to every single woman and she said yes to you. You said hello and she's just happy when you first talk to her, and then when you try to say, so what do you like to do? She just gives you some deep, meaningful answer because she feels like you're just so amazing. And then after that, you say you want to go for a date, and she goes, absolutely. And then she go on a date with you, and she's sitting there, and she's total yes, which means that at no point does she throw up any resistance. That's what it means. And as she's there with you, and she's going through the motions, and it just seems like everything's perfect. You go to the bedroom and you guys have sex and then she wants to see you. She texts you before you text her. Imagine if it was always yes like this. The variation of life will be very boring simply because there is no chance to feel something different. Men always go through their life trying to avoid no. And people too, not just you guys. I did as well. I didn't like when a woman said no to me. I didn't like when women used to make me feel like I was in a certain way. Many of you guys, I know if you're on my channel, you're much like me, where you are a good person, where you feel like yourself to be a really good-hearted man, but you don't know the way to express that to women without looking like you're needy, without looking like you're too sweet and you're not, so to speak, intense enough to be able to show her something different. I know exactly what that's like. And I had to walk through that. I had to walk through this, what if this woman says no to me? I had to walk through going out there on the streets and seeing women and going, I have something to offer this woman, but what if she doesn't want what I have to offer? That means she's rejecting it and saying no. And if someone says no to what I have to offer, because I believe that everyone should say yes, then of course I'm going to feel rejected. Because I believe that everyone wants to say yes. This is why you guys struggle so much with fear of rejection. Not only do you hate no, you believe that everybody should say yes. And when people say yes, they reinforce the belief that you are worthy. They reinforce that. Because if you really truly felt at the core that you're worthy, then they wouldn't have to say yes to you. You would be saying yes to yourself. And this haunts a guy. What haunts a guy is not saying yes to himself and wanting yes from everyone else. And as you get used to people saying yes, so to speak, or the search for people saying yes, he constantly is avoiding no all the time. So what does that mean? He will constantly avoid situations where someone will say no to him. In essence, he will constantly avoid women who will say no to him. So men are not even afraid of women saying no. They're afraid of beautiful women saying no. Because if these women say no, they have so much power over the man that he'd rather not just risk it. So as a man walks through life, he constantly avoids beautiful women saying no to him. So maybe it's a beautiful woman in his social circle. And as he's in his social circle, he likes this girl, but he's always avoiding moments of tension. He's always avoiding moments where she could say no to him. He's always avoiding eye contact that could get rejected. He's always doing like this, up against the wall. He's never really showing, because if he shows, that can get no. If he looks and really shows, her eye contact can go, that means no to him. Constantly, his search is yes. And when your search is always yes, you're avoiding no. And men get used to this. They do. They get used to this because it's comfortable. It's comfortable for a person to feel always that people are affirming of him. That feels great. That feels great. It does, quote unquote. But once you really start to look at life, once you really start to come up against life, you start to see that life is not possible. It is not interesting, exciting, enjoyable without the word no. No gives life meaning. It gives a chance for there to be an absolute and a not absolute. It gives a chance for total experience and total affirming, but also non-affirming. Do you see, without no, life is just one-sided. And this is what guys have to understand, that without the other side of life, you can't really enjoy it. And this goes into every single topic that I talk about. Guys who fear not being worthy enough. If you didn't feel worthy enough, then there wouldn't be a search for worthiness. You need to not feel worthy. You need to. So you can understand what worthiness is. All these things are important. Love is just as important as fear. No is just as important as yes. If you start to develop a relationship to no, the word no, you will start to understand that rejection is not what you think it is. A woman saying no to you doesn't mean that you're not good enough. A woman going no, or I have a boyfriend, and these things like this, does not mean that it's not something that you're not worthy for. It just simply means she doesn't like this, or she doesn't like you. And that can be daunting for you. It can. But I want you to understand that, as insanely as this sounds, you must be okay with yes just as much as no. No must become important to you more than yes. This is the only way for you to be able to come out of this rejection that you feel or you don't want to feel. Now the other side, guys, is it's wonderful. It's wonderful to fear rejection because it leads you in a direction. It does. It gives you the chance to step out of that fear. Anything that you fear is wonderful because it gives you the chance to step out of that fear. But if you didn't have that fear, then stepping out of it wouldn't be enjoyable. You need to enjoy the process of stepping out of your fear of rejection. Because it's not a bad thing. It's just simply there. It's the fear of a person saying no. That's really what it is. It's wonderful because it leads you into a different place. It leads you into peace. Because the more you can come at peace with the insane part, which is your struggle for everyone saying yes and you wanting to run away from no, the moment you come at, so to speak, fear, it comes to a resolution. Guys, this is just a quick video that I'm recording for you guys because I've been absent on Monday because of my computer. But you'll see me again in the next few days or tomorrow. Right now, I want you to go to the description box, get my free seduction course where I talk about everything from the meat to the bedroom. And I'll leave you with who you are is valuable for that which you want in life and in relation to women. It's just realizing it. I'm Tony Solo saying I'll see you guys tomorrow or the next day.